Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to our channel, Honest Hockey Takes. Today, we'll be doing something a little bit different.
Yeah, so today we're going to give you our first of 3 episodes for our mini fantasy series we're going to do. Right now, hockey season is right around the corner, and honestly, I know so many people that are really down for fantasy hockey, and we figured maybe you guys are too. So what we're going to do for you today, our first video, is we're going to each give you 5 players that we think are going to be steals based on where they're being drafted in their average draft ranking right now, based on Yahoo standard scoring. So I'm going to let Howin take it off with the first pick.
My first pick would be Braden Point from the Tampa Bay Lightning. His average pick for under Yahoo is, according to Yahoo, is 117. I think that is just way too low for this player. I think this guy should be going in at least round 4 or round 5, because I think this guy's a point per game player, and he's going to be playing. If he stays healthy, he'll play with Kucherov almost a full season, playing on power play 1. So
yeah, it's kind of crazy. I have to agree with you. I think that's a really good steal because, I mean, this guy's going to have like some of the best line mates in the world. And on top of that, he's been a guy going in fantasy for like the top 50 players every single year for like the last 4 years. So I can't see why he's going that low, but definitely scoop him up if you get a chance.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with my first one here. I got Jack Hughes from the New Jersey Devils going at pick 94 on average. And I think that's criminal, because Jack is just explosive. This guy played 49 games only last year, but he got 56 points as a 21-year-old. This guy is poised for a big year. If he stays healthy and plays 82 games, you could be looking at getting a player that's going to get you 90 points at that pace, and you're going to get him in like the 7th, 8th round of a draft with 12 people, which is insane to me. That's absolutely wild.
Yeah, and to add on to that, in our season, if you watch our season previews of these teams, and when we did the New Jersey Devils, we stated that we feel like Jack Hughes is going to have a breakout year, at least 90 points this year. So I feel like if he can stay healthy, and if down the road, I feel like this guy is going to break 100-point seasons. So I feel like
100%.
Yeah, 100%. So I feel like this kid is terrific. He's quick, one of the best skating centers I've seen in the league by far, and yeah, so I agree with that pick. My next pick would be Matty Beniers from the Seattle Krakens. Yahoo currently has him at somewhere in about 160, which I feel is a little low. I know he's a rookie. He hasn't really played a full season, but I feel very strongly about this kid, especially watching his last 9 games of the season last year. He was so good. The fact that he can like find anyone on the ice and just feed them that pass is unreal. I feel like this kid is the best player on the team already, and he's going to be playing first line minutes on a first line power play. So he's to me a must get.
Yeah, I have to agree with you here. Matty Beniers is just smooth. Watching him play is honestly amazing. I think he's going to win Rookie of the Year. I'll probably say this multiple times throughout this show, because I mean, we got a 10-game sample size last year, 9 points in 10 games as a rookie that came straight from college. And he's going to be on a team that doesn't necessarily have a lot of offense, but he's going to be the pivot to that offense. On the power play, he can play two-way hockey. He's going to be getting so much ice time, and with lots of ice time, lots of opportunity. Yeah. My next pick I have here is Miro Heiskanen. He's going at average pick of 98 right now, and defensemen are few and far between, actually. So I think that a guy like Heiskanen, now that Klingberg's gone, he's got all that power play time to himself. He's been wanting this for years, and now he's got it. So I could see him like having a career year easily, and maybe not even just like a career year by like 10 to 12 points more than any other year, which would be insane. And just by that alone, he would be outperforming his value. And now with like some of the defensemen they have there, mainly being defensive defensemen on this team, he's going to get every chance, every offensive opportunity throughout the game, whether they're down a goal. He's going to be getting more ice time and just so many opportunities to put up points.
Yeah, and to piggyback on that one, Dallas got a new coach now. So the new coach, he has a different philosophy, and he loves Miro Heiskanen. He publicly stated this. And I know he's going to put him in the right situation, putting him on first power play unit that he so deservedly get. If you watch him in the playoffs, that play-in round, he was crazy.
Yeah.
Like 20, like almost point per game as a defenseman.
Yeah.
Crazy.
It's crazy. He's so talented, man.
Yeah. One of the best two-way defensemen from that draft.
Yeah, I can't wait for his true breakout to come.
Yeah. My next pick would be Matthew Barzal. And Matthew Barzal is, according to Yahoo, is at 158, which is about 160, which is, to me, a little too low. I mean, I've already stated this. I'm not the biggest Matt Barzal fan, but this kid is fast. This kid is talented. He's the best offensive player on the New York Islanders. And on top of that, they don't have Barry Trotz as their coach anymore. So I feel like this season, I feel like this coach is going to want him to play a little bit more offensively, more freely, more loose this year. So I feel like this kid can probably break at least point per game this year, playing on line one with first power play unit consistently.
What pick did you say he was going at? Like 160?
160.
That's wild. This guy is still the best player offensively on his team. Sure, the Islanders don't score a lot of goals, but Matt Barzal is pretty explosive. And once again, very similar to the Matty Beniers argument we had, this guy is going to have the offense run through him, which just automatically gives him so much value to you. I got another defenseman here as my third pick here of players to target. I got Thomas Chabot, going at average 114 draft pick right now. This guy just got the best possible upgrade. That top six got crazy talented. They can score goals. And knowing that Thomas Chabot, who is in the last 3 years, logged more ice time than any player in the NHL. That's like literally no one else has been on the ice, no forward or defenseman, more than Thomas Chabot in the last 3 years. And now he's going to have all these weapons to pass the puck up to. This is because he's just going to rack up assists. And the power play is automatically going to get better with all these guys this season. And I just cannot see, unless he gets hurt, I cannot see a way that Thomas Chabot doesn't have a career year.
I definitely see a career year out of him. With all those players that they added, crazy. The Brinket, feeding those passes to the Brinket on the power play.
And we're talking 11th round if you're doing a 12-man draft. 11th round Thomas
Way
Chabot.
too low.
Come
on.
That's wild to me.
Come on.
Nuts.
Yeah. Ottawa, like we said in our previews, we believe that they're one of the playoff teams this year. So
No, they'll be there.
they're going to be a good team. But my next pick would be from the Buffalo Sabres, Alex Tuck. Alex Tuck has, according to Yahoo, he's expected to be drafted at 165, which is a little low in my mind. I mean, Buffalo is not that great this year, but when he got traded there, he was amazing on this team. This is a hometown kid. He's from Buffalo. He's going to do everything he can to make Buffalo proud. He's been doing that ever since he got there. He's going to be playing on that first line with Tage Thompson and Jeff Skinner, most likely. He's going to be playing on first power play unit. This kid is a terrific power forward. He can just find the back of the net.
Yeah, no, honestly, once he came to Buffalo last year, after he got healthy from that long-term injury he had, he was lights out. He looked really good. I honestly couldn't even tell that he had been injured for so long because he just hit it off with Buffalo right away from the get-go. And I do think he's going to put up some good points. I mean, that line was like the one good thing Buffalo had going for them last year is they could sure score goals. So I do like that pick as like a later pick when you need some depth later on in the draft. My number 4 pick, I got forward here. I took Mark Scheifele at 133.
What?
Yeah, I know. I thought I
Mark
misread
Scheifele.
it. Yeah, I thought I misread it. I had to double check. He's going on pick average 133 in drafts. This guy has been a top 30 player in points almost every year for the last 5-6 years. And he scores you 35 plus goals. He gets you 40 assists. He's one of the most consistent point per game players. And he has one down year with some injuries. And he's that low. So I can't imagine not wanting to snap him up. Even if the Jets regress and are bad, or even if he's traded, Mark Scheifele is going to have a ton of value going where he is right now in drafts.
Okay, I want to know who's making all this rankings for Yahoo right now. That is a criminal. Come on.
Some of these are really egregious.
Mark Scheifele at 135.
It shocked the crap out of me.
What? This.
No. I have no idea what some of these guys are doing.
No, I have nothing more to say.
How do you pick 132 guys before him?
He's the one of the best players on the team. There's no debate about that.
Yeah, it's like him and Kyle Connor. That's it. How is he not going
There's no debate about
earlier?
that. 135, a little too low. Come on, Yahoo, get your game together. But my final pick, my number 5 player that I feel like is highly underrated. This one's a little controversial, but I have Phil Kessel. I know Phil Kessel just had an okay year, but last year he still had 52 points in 82 games with the Arizona Coyotes, playing on a team that couldn't win any games. So that to me was impressive. But now he gets traded to, or he signs with the Vegas Golden Knights, who has like a billions and gazillion amount of weapons, playing with Jack Eichel, playing with Chandler Stevenson, Mark Stone, like William Karlsson. Like, they got all these weapons in war. And on top of that, he's pretty much going to take over what Max Pacioretty was doing. He's going to shoot a lot at the net. He's going to be motivated. He's signed a 1-year contract, so he's going to play well in this 1-year contract for $1.5 million. So I feel like this guy has done it before, where he scored 30 goals. I feel like there's no reason why he can't do that again. So
yeah, if he gets you 30 goals, I mean, it's automatically worth it that late in the draft. Yeah. I'm not a big fan of the player, but I do like the situation. I love the fact that he's going to most likely get a good chance to play with Mark Stone and Jack Eichel. And if that does happen, even if he's not like in the prime of his career, those two guys alone are going to be able to carry him to some good numbers. And I do think he'll get a chance on either the power play 1 or power play 2 to play that spot in the slot there and get some extra goals off that. So I do think there is value to it, but more so as like a later streamer, someone in the last couple rounds of your draft.
Yeah, especially if you're like in a 12-man league with like a full roster, or you're in a 14-man league with a full roster, you definitely give Phil Kessel a look.
Yeah, definitely deeper on. All right, and my fifth and final player for players to target this year, I have Erik Karlsson going at pick ADP 140. So Erik Karlsson used to be the man. He used to be the best, literally the best defenseman in hockey, 2-time Norris winner. And then he basically fell off a cliff after he had a couple injuries. But you know what? A lot of that cliff came when he went to San Jose and had to split time with Brett Burns. And now the Sharks no longer have Brett Burns. This is Karlsson's ice. He is going to get every opportunity, whether it's like 27 minutes a game. He's going to get all the power play time now. He might even honestly double shift on that team on the power play. You might see him be one of those defensemen who plays the power play 1 and the power play 2 because they just have so little of offensive weapons on the back end. And I do think, well, he's not going to go back to like, we're talking like 2013 Erik Karlsson and have like 85 points. I do think he's going to be a lot better than the last 2-3 years and have kind of almost like a late career resurgence here. So I really like that pick there.
Yeah, that's an interesting pick, and I believe he will play better. Hopefully he doesn't get injured, but with Brent Burns out, he's the number 1 defenseman on the team now. So hopefully he gets at least 60 points. That would be reasonable,
I think 60 is a good target.
Yeah.
I don't think really more than that's great, but 60 points seems fair.
Yeah. So that's a good pick.
Yeah, so that concludes our part 1 of 3 for our fantasy special we're going to be delivering to you guys. We'll see us later for our next video as we continue on with more fantasy goodness. And until then,
See you.